special room for the next comedian. We have a special guest popping in tonight. This young lady has just published her first book about romance and dating. Please put your hands together, everybody, for Jeannine Luby.
Thank you, yes. I'm not married yet, so I figured I'd try to make money off of my sorrows so far. I am just so excited to get out of the house. I'm so glad for this weather because I know I've been watching way too much television, especially those forensic shows. And let's face it, I mean, CSI is on about every 5 minutes, right? You know, CSI New York, Vegas, Buffalo, I think they're working on Punxsutawney soon, I'm not really sure. But I know that it's invading my thoughts because I've become obsessed with this idea of being brutally murdered. Yeah. Now, I'm really scared because, you know, you watch those shows and they send in a team of investigators and quite frankly, I'm a little bit afraid of what they might find. You know, I mean, and I'm not worried about what's in the nightstand in the bedroom. I mean, I'm in my 30s. Come on, I'm single. Leave me alone. I'm not what you'd call the neatest person. Those guys get in there, they're ripping up walls and floorboards, looking for clues. I'm just afraid what they're going to find behind my appliances, really, you know? So here's what I'm thinking. I hope if I am brutally murdered, that my killer has OCD. And that he cleans up really, really well afterwards. You know, finally my DVDs will be alphabetized. You know, I think part of the reason why I'm single is maybe because I am a little bit of a slob, but you know, it is tough out dating. Do we have any single ladies in the audience by any chance? Woo! All right, I'll talk to you girls. You know it's tough out there. I mean, I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel like the Statue of Liberty. You know, I mean, she stands there as a sign, you know, a welcome sign, give me your poor, your tired, huddled masses. As a single woman, I mean, really, give me your poor, you're tired, you're cheating, you're lying, you're immature, huddled masses yearning to get a piece. I mean, come on, it's tough out there. But I don't like to complain because I always say you gotta play to win. If you wanna be in a relationship, you gotta just keep trying. And I feel in my 30s I'm at a really good age to date because I can date a guy who's studying the history of Pearl Harbor or a guy who's made history at Pearl Harbor. You know, it just depends on how much excitement I want in my evening. Do I want keg stands at the frat house or bingo calling at the nursing home? You know, I mean, how much excitement do I really want? But I always say to my friends, if they want to set me up, go ahead. The only problem is they started to piss me off because as my age goes up, apparently my criteria is supposed to go down. You know, they'll call and say, Jeannine, you know, there's this new engineer that works with Lee. His name is Bob. But we have to say, what's more important to you, hair or teeth? And I'm like, okay, am I the only one that finds this like an unfair question? I know, and I guess this is where I turn into like a real finicky bitch because I want a guy who has hair and teeth and just a couple other little things like, oh, a job that pays him in US dollars, you know, an IQ as high as my 10-year-old nephew's, a visible waistline, and a residence he does not share with his mother or 50 inmates. Okay? Yeah, you think it's easy, but it's not. Especially the closer you get to closing time, I'll tell you that much. You know, but so, yeah, I know, it's, you know, those dim lights, it's really tough. But as, you know, I figured you gotta try something new. So this past summer, I tried something new. I dated a guy who was 11 years younger than me, that's right. I figured why not dip my foot and a lot more than that into the kiddie pool. Yeah. I thought, you know, this cougar puma thing is going on. I might as well join the bandwagon. And it was fun, but the biggest problem in the beginning was our language barrier. Like, he would call me and he'd be like, dude, my phone is blowing up. And I probably should have realized with the backwards baseball cap, fraternity sweatshirt, and flip-flops that we may not be in the same page in life. But I thought, okay, I'll give it a whirl. And then he'd call and he'd say, yeah, dude, we were just hanging out. My friends and I were burning. Well, I didn't know what the kids were saying these days. I didn't know what it meant. I thought maybe he had a fever, you know? And then I thought maybe him and his friends were pyromaniacs, but that wasn't so, which is good. No, I found out that burning means smoking pot. So I'm like, oh, cool. Okay, so we have, let's see, we have no hobbies in common. Nothing like a paying job or ambition or anything like that. So So that didn't go very far, and I realized that, you know what, in the future, I want to be married, I want to have kids, I don't want to date them. So I just tried to envision a future with this guy, and I thought, you know what? I never want to be in the pediatrician's office and have him confused about who gets the lollipop. You know? That's it. Well, before I get off the stage, I just want to tell you that I do have a book out called He's Not Prince Charming When. Check out notprincecharming.com, and please learn from my mistakes.